Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to be starting now.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the notes. I don't know how to do this. I don't know where the theme tune is.
It's on the right, on the...
You also fancy visiting
usually brands.
Dr. Squee, that's my
And then
interview show.
go, oh, it's put a load of rubbish on.
Where it does actually include some
Right. Video clips. Expand that out.
Are we live now?
No, not yet.
Yes, we are. It's
Yeah,
we're actually live.
Yeah, here we go.
This is the really exciting.
Space.
You always get.
These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilization, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to Retrek. I'm Captain Jim. With me, of course, is Admiral Elliot.
Hi there.
And Dr. Squee. And Groupie Cam has just fallen. Oh no. And
No, I'm going to take another second to see. When I say drag on, you drag on back. Like,
there we go.
See, you can hear those millions of people who are just off camera.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone's just off camera. So, yes, as you can tell if you're watching on YouTube, we are live from the pub.
Yeah.
If you're listening to the podcast, that'll make no sense. We were live in a pub when we did
I was
this.
in a dragon outfit. I mean, my dragon skin. I removed my human disguise,
Everywhere.
and I was in my natural dragon skin. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
You've got people catching on.
Yeah.
I said we should have got for Groupie Cam, which like they do in Paranormal Activity 3, we should have put it.
Even better, every time I say dragon.
We should have put it on one of them little like turny things, you know. So like when it gets in the beast and everything.
Wait till I say dragon, then you do it. See, David.
Oh, gone. We should probably actually do a show at some point.
Yeah, this might be the most disruptive.
Saying dragon. Yeah, I'm gonna have a load of fun editing this. Just your dragon breathing.
You don't edit out the goal. Dragon! See, you wanna deny our fans by
I do
editing
not
that
want
out?
to deny our fans by editing anybody out. So we are actually here for a reason, and we're at Sci-Fi Weekender, SFW. Hashtag SFW. What's the hashtag this year? 14? 14. Hashtag SFWXIV. 14. What's happening?
And
I don't know.
hashtag retrack and hashtag
We'll fix
Dragon!
So, Trek news. Did we have Trek news? I'm sure Michelle Yeoh won an Oscar,
Yay!
which probably means we're not going to get the Section 31 show if we're perfectly honest.
You know, I think it's either going to happen now or it's not going to happen. Because I think Michelle Yeoh is a genuine fighter. Hearing her interview before the Oscar and afterwards, she was excited if she did win. But I honestly don't think that she's too bothered. Like, it's the joy of doing it. So I think there's a possibility. But if it doesn't happen now, yeah, probably.
And this is why you come to Retrek for insight, like it's either going to happen or it's not.
I said it's going to happen now or it's not.
We've covered all the bases.
You can say that at any point.
Do you know what I say to that?
Anything. Oh, I can guess.
Dragon!
So, I was going to say the latest episode of Picard is what we're here to talk about, but I have found out that one of the audience has watched episode 5. So we'll probably be sniggering if we get things wrong, which we know that will. So no win scenario is the episode title, presumably because Discovery did Kobayashi Maru, and Prodigy did Kobayashi. So
the only thing I could think is that they really want Picard to have his own Kobayashi Maru, which wasn't the Kobayashi Maru because they've done it a lot.
exactly. So you can't call 3 episodes Kobayashi, but anyway. And we start off now, Elliot. I think you deep thinking about these timeline issues. But I want to throw one out right there at the beginning. So it starts 5 years ago. Picard's in the bar, and he's going, "Oh, I'm an admiral," and everyone's coming. Oh, he's not saying that, but everyone's coming up to him, going, "Oh, Admiral, tell us the stories." Wasn't 5 years ago when Picard was sat on his ass in a vineyard hating all of Starfleet?
That's as I recall, but yeah, like also the rudest Starfleet cadets ever. Like, the amount of time he goes, well, thank you, this has been lovely. Oh, just one more question. Like, the salmon's getting cold.
It wasn't salmon. It was because he's Yorkshire. And I actually, we used to go in this restaurant called Nash's in Leeds, which is a really good fish and chip place. And Patrick Stewart used to go there whenever he was in Leeds, and they had like a framed signed picture of him.
Nice.
And never once did I meet him. And, you know, I ate fish and chips a lot. I went full on childhood obesity on the off chance that Patrick Stewart were going to come in, and no, never happened.
Did he have the beard at the time?
I've no idea whether he had the beard or not.
Did you have the beard?
No, childhood obesity.
Oh, so I'm just wondering if they just thought you were him. They just like, oh,
I had hair when I was a child.
I just assume you
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I did come out like this, but
yeah,
then I grew,
I'm making my point for
but then I grew hair, then it fucked off. So, yeah, it's the circle of life. I like to explain it all to you. So, I'm guessing that if we're being nice, what we probably have to say is that this 5 years ago means that more of a time jump between season 2 and 3 than thought.
Oh, you see
That 5 years ago must have been just after season 1. And then season 2 was 2 years after that. And then this must be like 3 years after season 2.
Either that, or even during the dark days where he rejected Starfleet, he still liked an anecdote. He was still like, you remember the good old days when Starfleet was really Starfleet. That maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe.
I think quite a bit of the taglines don't work what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's
like, I'm really justified.
No, that's not you.
And shit all to make it all fit.
The timeline.
Neil's he's seen episode 5. They explain everything in episode 5. So come back next week, episode 5. We'll explain all these time differentiations.
My main contention was though, he tells like about 4 or 5 different stories throughout this to the cadets.
Yeah.
And it's like they want to go for quantity over quality, really, with these anecdotes. It was all like, so Worf just did a thing and killed the roaches. It's like, this is hard. I wanted to do a nice little anecdote. I want to feel like I was there. It's like, not just,
you know why I love that? Because they're like, oh yes, the time we met the Haroon, and a little pop-up comes in, available Simon Schuster, summer 2024. So I will guarantee you, there will be one versus the Haroon book soon.
I don't.
Without a doubt.
It did annoy me. It felt like it was very rusty kind of stories. If you've got a card there in front of you in a pub, you want him to tell
a proper
tell
story.
a really good story. You want to hear it, and we want it as the audience. Like, it was a nice device. I just gone into it and done a couple of stories.
Do you reckon he tells the truth when he tells the stories, or do you reckon he like beats up his role?
Do you mean the stuff?
Yeah, I reckon he's like nudging you. Like, wasn't that Captain? Was it fun? I ginned him. Anyway, so I'm trying to find my notes. Right, Riker then. So we go back to the present, and they're doing this whole thing, and this annoys me with the holodeck, which I'll get to. But it's like let's turn off as many systems as we can. And then they do that bullshit explanation again where they go, oh yes, the holodeck runs on a separate circuit. Can't you reroute it when you're all going to die?
Yeah. To be fair, they used to have to reroute all the time.
Yeah,
because you had the one where George was begging to be allowed in holodeck to sort out the problem when they had that creature eating them.
Yeah, Captain Riker, we're aware that there's people who can't breathe right now, so the holodecks, they stay on. No. Cut life support.
Yeah, like I just don't get it. It's like, you know,
is that our sponsor?
It's our sponsor for the live episode. Looks like we've got the cord link and the reed cutters.
And very refreshing hot berries. I'm really loving these sensitive flavors. Send us some booze.
You know what, right? I'm just not going to edit this episode. I think if people are still listening, they're pretty much committed.
They haven't gone off now. They're going to drag on!
There we go.
Keep it down.
Yeah, see, that's our fans.
Hey, look. For me, I would, but for the people, come on.
So then, Riker we talked about this a little bit the other week, where there's this sort of hint that everyththing's not right with Deanna. And we sort of get this thing where Riker's like, oh, you know, losing a child. Why am I doing like a semi-Picard accent for Riker?
Oh, I thought you were doing Troy because she does, like in her previous appearance, I think she did every accent known to her. Like every accent she's done is Deanna Troy, and Deanna does. Like there's the season one where they told her to sound like.
I think she did a bit of
God knows what they were
around
going
the
for.
castle as
And
well.
then no one else who was Betazoid ever did that voice, and she was like, oh, sorry. And so she started doing this quasi thing between her voice and the other one. And now she does both of those and her own voice, which is very kind of like...
Maybe I think that's the real reason that they were having trouble. He's like, I just can't understand her accent, Jean-Luc. And he's had enough, that's why he's there. But
I forgot, we've got an additional crew member.
we have an additional crew member. Oh, no.
It's Ensign Hedgie.
Oh, Ensign Hedgie's okay. I thought it was going to be.
Oh, Ensign Hedgie.
You haven't trained them. You can't expect them to. They're doing new dragon thing. But, like, you can't expect all of a sudden I'm going to throw in a hedgehog catchphrase.
Tell me, tell him.
Ensign Hedgie, you can't expect them to know you call and response things immediately. You have to ask them nicely.
What do you normally say to
And there you go, Ensign Hedgie. And that's how it's done. And in fact, for that, you can have a promotion to Lieutenant Hedgie, and somewhere Harry Kim is crying. Can she? So we talked last week about how there was this kind of forced animosity between Picard and Riker, and we said, "Oh, I bet this Picard's going to apologise, but he doesn't. Riker does." And it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Jean-Luc, but I kept giving you right." All killed. Can we be friends again? Get us all killed. Can we be friends again?
I was right, and you are getting us all killed, but I'm sorry that I was against it.
Yeah, and then Picard doesn't even give him. You think, you know, being I don't.
You don't. And he goes, no, speak, because I'm doing this as a courtesy.
Like British people, if we like accidentally walk in front of someone, and, oh, I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, please. Picard doesn't even do that. I thought he'd go, oh, don't worry about it, Will. But he's like, no, too fucking right, you're sorry, right. So I thought that was a bit weird. But it does get us where we need to be, which is they're all friends again, and it's all
the whole argument was very manufactured last episode. This was my main bugbear. It's like there was no real reason for them to argue. Like they only really followed Picard's suggestion when there was nothing else to do. So they. Like if it's almost, have to do that,
it's almost like maybe it was when they did the budgeting for the season. They were like, we need 3 episodes in that nebula. So if you have to devise an argument between 2 people to keep us in that nebula 1 more week, then we're going to do it. And considering we complained that Discovery episode going through the barrier, an episode getting outside of the barrier, Picard's done 3 episodes in 1 nebula, and it's better though. I mean, at least
can't quite see Neil. He's over that way.
So 1 second.
If you were sat there, you could see the faces he's pulling. He's still pained by that episode.
We needed Picard to be on a fan like in Paranormal Activity.
Sorry, I didn't build a gimbal.
Good enough, is it?
According to Hedgie, what we're going to do is just cut the argument and bring in a hedgehog.
That may be the weirdest sentence that has ever been spoken. Think about what you just said. They need a hedgehog sidekick to a dragon, and you said it as though that was an answer to something.
I'd just like to bring up, I'm just here as a dragon in the middle of a holiday camp with a hedgehog sidekick, and now you're finding this little far-fetched and weird.
It's one of those things. It's like an accept you dress like that with the hedgehog, but don't talk about it.
I'm just desensitized you to bullshit. So
that's it. Right, so Riker sends 7 on a secret mission, which this makes no sense because it's like, you'll be far more useful if I don't reinstate you, but you're going to keep your uniform on and walk around giving people orders as though I've reinstated you, but I've not reinstated you, and this will allow you to be more sneaky.
And don't mention the changeling. I mentioned it once, but I'm pretty sure I got away with it.
So, I mean, fair enough. I do like it where it's like, go get the bastard.
Yeah,
you can tell Jonathan Frakes is like, ooh, we're on Paramount Plus, we can swear.
If you have to give a character a line that like will sound cheesy with anyone else, Riker is the one to deliver. It's like, let's go get the bastards. It's a Riker line.
Yeah, it
You
is.
gave Picard that. Like Picard said the word. Sorry, he said he dropped an F-bomb and it sounded so forced and unnatural. It just took you out like the line. I played it a couple times. Like if it didn't have the F-bomb in it, the line's exactly the same. It's about being the shuttle for hours.
Yeah. In this fucking shuttle.
Yeah, it's just it just imagine it's weird to hear Picard.
It's weird. It is weird. Picard though wants to talk to Jack, so we're doing fathers and sons.
Yeah, the younger Jack, because we got Jack's.
Oh yeah, we got to. That's a weird one. Anyway, he's like, well, I would have called you the same thing. Like, it's one thing Beverly naming him after her late husband. It's another thing her new fella, who, let's be honest, we all think he were probably knobbing her when she was married to Jack Senior. Going, shall we name this boy after your late husband? Remember when I used to...
Not being what? I think it was a thruple.
And
I think they all three of them
then
didn't know where one started, the other began.
Then I got him killed. So this is really rubbing it in. Anyway, so I thought that was a bit weird.
I feel like because they said guy, it's not like he kind of like he left.
Yes,
she left Jack.
I know. No, she didn't. But if you've read the Peter David novel Vendetta, he does start giving her a bit of what for while she's still married to Jack.
I have for a very long time.
It's good, but I mean, obviously that's unofficial. Beverly then. So Beverly's counting. Now, this is a trope that you get in TV a lot, where you have your new crew, and then our favourite characters that we love come in and are much better at everything. But I get that it works dramatically, but it does make you think, like, what is the rest of Starfleet? Like, a bit of this last week where Beverly was like, oh yeah, you need to scan for that because that's no good. And it's like, right, so the doctor didn't know that. Then she's like, oh, I'm counting down, this is like a contraction. So nobody's picked up on that either. It's like, it's lucky this ship is still...
I mean, yeah, the second that the lights started flashing on really bright, I'm going, maybe an energy...
No, the thing is, she's worked out, because she's already counting down, so she's worked out what's happening. If she leaves it off, before she tells anyone else what's happening, she just lets them all panic and suffer. It's like, what kind of a doctor is she really?
Well, many have said this. Like, have you watched the previous series?
Yeah, I get it. I get why they do it, because we want our heroes to solve the problem. But you just think this crew is useless.
Yeah, but she solved the problem, and then she leaves them all not knowing what it is.
I know, but that's kind of
I know what's going on.
And again,
you lot to keep dying instead of me telling you what it is, so I can try and save ourselves quicker.
I'll wait until it's dramatically most appropriate to tell them what's going on.
And I also love that the second the NG's like hits the ship, and it turns the lights on, like it's so good to switch it on the second.
I was going to try and justify that, but I'm not doing. You know why it is? It's because they've got head jobs. That's why.
They make the best engineers, man.
Yeah, so Jack and Picard then they go and they have this chat on the holiday, and that's where you get this bollocks about no, the holiday has to run separately.
Were you disappointed though when he said 10 forward?
And it wasn't.
Next gen 10 forward.
Oh god, yes. I mean that's basically they want to say from the right there, but it's like, yeah, that's all we want. Was like if you go to 10 forward, let's go to 10 forward. And if you remember that code, like the legendary, like 1701D, like the temple, that would be great. Like otherwise, it's just a pub to them. It really doesn't.
Oh, we should have said that this was temple. Surely that would have been. I'll edit it. I'll go back and edit it.
Fucking amateurs, you say, Edgy. Oh, Edgy. I'm sorry.
Edgy's got right. Put him out.
Yes, I know.
It's disgusting, Edgy. He's got me sticking his finger. The 10 forward, I do feel like every time they go 10 forward that, there should be a little disclaimer that says, Goldberg will not be appearing in this episode. It's like you keep going there and you think, oh, is Geiger going to be there? Not a chance. So I think maybe she'll turn up later on.
You have to just get an extra and just have like the big hat. And then she could be just bent over doing it. You just see that, it's like,
yeah, you just see that. Yes, I like that. She always got a face covered. Yes, they should do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's very funny that they were trying to say budget for this series because people would come back to this season. You know, she would have done it.
I like how much you think actors are just nice people. Like,
No,
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh would do it for free. What would you do it for free?
Oh no, I can tell you several people would not do it for free, but it's like Whoopi Goldberg's like she's always talking about Star Trek. She had
I'm
the
sure it
new
was.
set. She does like a still Russia, and they've got they made it all out like 10 forward basically to have the cast around. They actually.
I'm sure.
Sure.
What is it? Scheduling thing.
Oh,
Rather
I think it's budgeting because let's face it, the first two series, or the first series especially, Picard was saying, no, I'm not going to risk engaging any of my old friends. You think, yes, you're fine, you're cash. And then suddenly in this series, they're like, well, those guys, now I'm going to risk my old friends. Because it's a couple of years later, I don't know.
And what do we think then about the bucket? Because I'm not happy with it. Because they go,
I think you'll find all change.
No, hey, not that kind of rude, sorry.
I think you'll find.
Michelle's like, you'll find that all changelings sleep in a bucket. It's like, no, they don't. That was literally just Odo, and then. Yes, good answer.
That was my thought.
That's a really good answer.
Yeah, here's the link. And also, on the ship, there is, like, you can't quite excuse why they know that every change is in bucket, but it would make sense if they're undercover. They don't want to be shape-shifting around the ship, because that's the other alternative. Well, no,
that's right.
You just
because that's why he took over a transport chief. So he
in the bucket over.
Okay, like that's the one bit you don't have to
No, because it's like when you Google like terrorist things, you replicate a bucket,
And the alarm goes off in the possible changelings.
you can't. I think we're kind of getting to the explanation now. Like Neil's idea that Odo started the trend in the Great Lakes, but then I think Quark's got in touch with him and gone, okay, let's market this. I'm going to make Quark buckets. And it's going to be like based on Odo's original bucket, and it's selling them changelings on the black market. Going like, do you want a special Odo bucket?
Yeah,
And that's why they all buy it.
they had to cut it for time, but originally when they picked up the bucket, it says, come to Quark.
Yeah,
No, I think we
there we go. So that was bothering us. Been bothering me for a week, and I feel much better about it now. And then we do actually see the changeling, and they've got this new effect where it's all blood and guts, and the Great Link would not look nice if they did it with these effects. It'd just be, I'd be like this David Cronenberg or something.
Yeah, it's a bit like going through the thing.
It is. It's so. I mean, I get that they've done like an update of the effects because it was just an orange cloth, and I think it's one of them where you've got to kind of squint a little bit when you look at it. Okay, we've just got to accept that this mega within the universe. This looks the same. It's always look.
With the original Shimley, the one thing I did like about that was it allowed you in the last episode, so that we didn't know it was shapeshifter straight away. Because if you saw the same effect as in the original show, obviously it's a shapeshifter. So it's kind of nice that you can update a little bit and then you text and suspended disbelief. Once it goes into the studios, let's read it out just to make it look.
Yeah, I mean, we'll run with it. You know, it's fine. But what is going on with the sand? She's got that changeling on her hand, but she has to cut it off in order to get it. And then it turns into like a head communicator. Oh, yes. Oh, if Nicolas Cage turned out to be the big shape-shifting villain, that'd be ace.
I'm more of a bucket particular.
I can't stand Jean-Luc Picard.
That'd be excellent. But if you really knew his nouveau shaman and dancing and everything,
I think
I
you
think
nail it.
But then we actually get, this is where I think the episode got really, really good, where you've got Picard and Riker and Beverly, And I like the fact that they acknowledge that they're awesome. They're just like, basically, like, why don't we solve this? Because we're awesome. Let's go out and do what they're so good at. And the rest of the crew will not even count bloody contractions. I love the fact that the show acknowledges how much we love these characters. Like, these guys are awesome.
I do like that they needed Shaw as well to solve it.
Yeah, it was good that they brought him in.
A bit to do.
Also, the one thing which I noticed was when they cut the life support,
Yeah.
they don't put Hale out to left.
Yeah.
They just cut the life support. Everyone else on the other deck is going.
Take a deep breath and try to hold it.
No, I mean, there's enough there to last them for a day. It's probably, I don't know, like a panic thing, like turn off the oxygen, don't tell anyone. And then by the time they die, they'll be euphoric through lack of oxygen anyway. No one will notice it. So maybe it's a bit of that, I don't know. Yeah, so they come up with this plan then, don't they? And it's all it is like the classic Star Trek technobabble. Okay, so we're going to ride the wave and that's going to power the thing, and then that'll let us do the thing, and we'll be able to do that. And then Patrick Stewart just gets to listen to all of this and go, engage. Patrick Stewart just gets to listen to all of this and go, engage. And his namesake.
That's it. I think what they do there, or doing that. They've also got Riker doesn't want to do the plan because he wants to get a message to Deanna. Like as opposed to trying to say every life on board, he's going, yeah, but I was going to record a bye. You know, it's like I haven't been able to record it. I think we should record everyone's life.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, I suppose.
And then it was like, yeah, cool, let's do it.
The other bit about the planning scene is, like, I know we talked about the kind of explaining where Jack got his English accent. Okay, we'll overlook it. And then he goes, "Bob's your uncle, feed your hands." And you're like, "Oh, no way." It's the case now, lads. Come on.
Yeah, the number of any Frenchisms they give him in one.
Yes, nobody says that.
I don't think there's been any justification why he's going on.
Yeah. So, okay, Shaw and Wolf 359.
Accents are genetic.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
So, what's the dragon accent, Dr. Spray?
What's the what accent, sorry?
The dragon accent.
You can say it.
I'll let you have that. So nice of you.
Oh, it's, I mean, quite frankly, I don't want to accuse you of this question. Like, you don't think you have to first.
Oh, yes,
we don't submit.
I used to watch Eyeballs, so I know that dragons have a Welsh accent.
Yeah.
There we go then. So yes, you have a theory about Shaw's backstory.
What was it?
It was the
I tossed out.
I did the titles.
Your theory was maybe this role was written for Cisco.
Yes, that was it. Yeah, because they got it couldn't even be Jessica. If you look at the backstory, kind of like it's very similar to the emissary thing. I wonder if in the original script they tried to think about bringing back everyone to decline to take part. I don't know if specifically of this. So I'm wondering if it feels like there might be an imprint or something they're trying to do there. Even Jake maybe like after his dad went missing, he's trying to get something, and then he's kind of led him to get bitter about the mum dying, which is just emotions.
Yeah,
like working start through the inside out.
It is startlingly similar. It's, I know lots of people did die in all 359, so it's not inconceivable. Picard could have run two different problem with it, but because we know Cisco's backstory so well. But that's just a good thing. I bet when they try to ring Eric Rose, I bet you ring him and he goes like, please hold, and then he does the piano for the whole music. He sits there, no?
It's like,
But anyway, it's not
Captain Sisko. It's another Wolverine, and I love the way Picard plays the scene as he's got the grace to go, this guy's got legitimate beef with me, I'm not going to explain to him that it wasn't really me, blah, blah, blah. He's a big enough guy to go, I'm just going to walk away from him.
I think the card back in the day when he didn't really answer like he was stunned when and he was like a little point. I think this is very much like point where you've got to imagine. So I think this is where it's like the only respectable thing I did is he's probably processed it so he's not blaming himself, but he's not going to take that away from them to blame him.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think it's a really good sort of grown-up way, if you like, of dealing with it. And it's just, again, how great Patrick Stewart is that all you see in that moment is his back as he's walking away. But there's just like a dignity and grace to it. It's just so fantastic.
Yeah, and even when he said, I mean, the one I said about the swearing moment, but when he in a couple of scenes, goes like people from Texas. That was great.
And I love like the way I like that. Like Shaw acknowledges after he said this to Picard to everyone else. I can't help it, I'm an asshole.
I you can tell he's going, I think they don't feel need to spell out, in future they don't need to put stories like how it was the week before this week. You've got all the facts you get there yourself. Like, he's aware he's become us.
It's I do like because when we had him in the first episode, everyone hated him, and but what they've done with him since, he's becoming a real fan favorite, and it's such clever writing. I liked how when he's talking to Seven, now you can catch Changeling out when he goes, oh yeah, we got off on the wrong foot. Actually, I think you're really commander, and you'll make a great captain one day. It's the sort of thing that's change.
And later on when they never changed about it. Then when he goes, how do you do it? Like, out of respect, she calls me. He goes, again, it's not unaware thing.
It's a very nice way of Seven having a dig at it now, openly having a dig at it. I really enjoyed that. And I like the way they using sort of action in the plot to inform the character relationships. Like, we've got this fractured relationship between Picard and Beverly and Jack.
Yeah.
And then the way they show us the bonding is by just having them work something out together and do something practical. And I really like how much character work that does while driving the story forward.
Yeah, the arc worked really well. The only thing which I thought, I got this first time when he goes, oh, it's okay if we just have to to Beverly, and they've got an hour or two.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes, I just want to work with him in a minute, and then for a drink. So basically, it's all of their last time together, and they're pretending not to care. Obviously, he does because he can't went for the drink.
This doesn't work again, though.
But it's like, why would Beverly sacrifice all her last time with her son? Like, or him, like, even if you are curious about your dad, you never know. Still, your mum, who probably would take.
I still got Paul Jack's age because we established in the first episode it's 20 years since he's seen Beverly, and now we've got Jack's 23 or 24 years old. So it's like 3 or 4 years.
Was everybody really unobservant? Like, who's that 4-year-old Beverly's watching there? And why is he speaking with a British accent? Well, maybe I have no idea who he is.
Apparently they dressed him up as a hedgehog.
That makes sense.
Don't ask any questions.
Yeah, so they have things. He's going to be carrying around breastfeeding a hedgehog. You know what I mean?
Oh, he sees you working on the engine. Oh, it's fine, it's fine. The hedgehog working on the engine.
So yeah, a bit of the timeline's a bit all over, and the actor's like 30. So yeah,
I mean, it's the one stage where you use this fast pass to get out of danger.
yeah. So none of it really works. And then in the
It might
final,
make sense later on.
Neil, does it make sense next week?
Spoiler.
Right, there we go. So don't look forward to that next week.
Yeah, it's halfway through the episode next week. It's like, oh, by the way, did I even mention the time when I fought Puzzle 1? I was 18 years. No, I think, okay, well, that's already relevant. Let's just get on with
I
what
don't know why this just pops to my mind. But first episode of Thundercats, Lion-O is the Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah, it was being explained.
It's been explained by people making it up live. It's not been, they never put that in the show.
Oh, yes, this is Chili's. Yeah, whatever. Things in my brain does weird things.
So just
roll with it. I'm sorry.
Some of the good you've come out with there.
I know, that's what I'm saying, and you're going, oh, well, I'm sorry.
And I
I
apologize, thank you, Mike. I can't, should apologize. Well, he's French, yeah.
This is how much I
So Ryan talks to Troy and it all seems fine, which is nice. And then wrapping up the episode, we get
the escape.
We get the escape, yeah.
I think it's really cool.
Oh, it looks
but
amazing.
This doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
The start escape. So we've got meters coming up. So who's the obvious person that you ask for help with meters? Oh, let's ask Jack, who's been like a doctor who's never been with Starfleet, or should we ask one of these 500 people who are trained in all this
No, it's
shit?
their own. We've established that this crew is rubbish. So go, oh, we don't know what videos are. It's just, yeah, you're right.
It's no, I know that you've got Picard who's sort of in the chair, you've got you've got Ben who works it out, so you need Jack's not sure, and Seven's changed, Shaw's fixing themselves.
Yeah.
So they've all got something, so you have to give Jack some. You're the one who can work out the exact amount of thrust and the direction we have to move to avoid
Yeah,
mixing
it does that bit. I mean, it's a nice moment because it shows man is trusting Jack. But he does that bit.
Yeah.
He does that bit where Jack randomly goes, wait a second.
Yeah, and it's like, so you've got Admiral Picard, Captain Ray, you've got like George's daughter, the helmet, and this is the young doctor. He's the one who suddenly knows exactly how to.
You know,
how much time should be piloting the ship better than anyone.
genuinely, I think it's
If the word head shop that even
not right now.
One verse.
Well, okay. I've got no, seriously, I think it's because he and have been on their own, so they've had to be everything. They've had to be everything. The only thing I had a problem with was when they were in temple, and like he gets off and he gets like, all right, he goes, yeah, probably deep stuff. It's like, I'm sorry, why are you doing it?
It's a holiday. You can replicate good brandy. You know, it's absolutely fine.
You've already you didn't have to do this, but at the beginning of his after you've shown that you like nice. That's There's this in my shelter chair.
I'm like, so
I think these sort of a good one because
the escape is fantastic. It's a really good experience, and it's been with discovery of new life and everything else.
I do like what Riker does though.
but
He throws the asteroid. He gets the back throwing the ship at them, so he throws an asteroid.
It's another great icon. But it's like when they I was going to say something.
I've no idea what were you going to say.
No, what did you say then?
What did I say? About the new life forms.
Oh yeah, that was it. And you got Ricardo also came up with that kind of like line in his game. It's like I can counter 4 points.
Yeah. Long ago, when we found those jellyfish.
It is really all the lines.
Remember the jellyfish?
But for all that, for all the cheesiness, just when you see a lovely big space scene, it is total next generation Star Trek, and it's like anything that sentimental Star Trek in that way.
The space scene.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Look at this. I was thinking the thought right at the start when the whole in gravity well, and it's quite dark. You can make out the shape. It's like Discovery is from 5 seasons or whatever, and you can't see the ship at all like that. It's all so dark. It's like, what is wrong with us? We like what looking at spaceships.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. And my only argument has been, it's like, they do so many things stylistically which look great in this. They've got the movie music, you've got music from throughout Star Trek, basically, not even just Next Generation. You've got the title cards at the beginning or end of the movie font, all this. Yeah, but why do we get all this in the last series? Like, why, you know, I myself, I don't know why series feels like
They have been a different showrunner each year. Somebody else here oversee it, but yeah. I quite like the I do have one major criticism of Picard, the character to make this episode. And after they made the escape and everything's lovely, we get an Admiral's log, and I'm like, because we've moaned a lot about we don't get enough captain's logs. And he gives Admiral's log, but then he gives the star there, and it finishes with 623.10. That's not a decimal. Like, what are you doing, John Luke? That's either 0.1 or 0. So I did not like that. But it was a fantastic episode. We just finished with a bit of a cliffhanger. Sorry, Neil, you're excluded from games. You've seen next week. But we get to play the exciting new game, Leading the Nation. What's the crack with Jack? So, what is the crack with Jack?
They can't be chasing because of Picard's soul. No, because if you want to get Picard, be chasing Picard there. Look, because Picard's there. So why would Jack? I've taken specifically.
They referred to him as the asset earlier in the episode. And the evil changeling head from hell says everyone else is expendable. But then Jack has these visions. So my leading theories at the moment, I see the upside down from Stranger Things. It's either Mordor, because it looks all fiery brimstone, or, and this is the most frightening of all, it does have a scene where it just really slowly up.
Yeah, and you think
I think something about Ang Lee's Hulk is going to come out because throughout the Ang Lee Hulk film, Bruce Banner kept seeing this door opening. So hey, if they want to merge Star Trek and the MCU, fine, but don't do it by bringing in Ang Lee's Hulk.
all I'm saying is my problem is those stuff he does and not that. So like you might struggle. What I'm saying is,
it's not that easy being green. Shut up during the punchline, damn it.
Oh, that was
I mean, it doesn't help when someone's stamping on it.
So, yeah, we go. We'll save it anyway. Drag on! It only works for you.
Star Trek dolls because the door from
but in a Star Trek story, it's like a tradition. No, I don't think it would. I think that warranted interruption. What was the? It's not easy green. Because you're dragging through. I got it.
And he's green.
It's not easy being a hedgehog.
No. Okay, so
It is.
So we may find out next week what the crack with Jack is. I don't know. But we've got theory from the audience.
Bobby, you can tell us.
Yeah, come over. You can have the microphone.
So we can hear you.
Oh God, have you started drinking now?
Experimental medical your brain is like in the messenger, the messenger is all like high tech on the
Like that. We like it. We like it. Neil's not saying anything.
Yeah, Hedgie gets us 7 of those.
Well done, Reggie. So I think that for the episode. Do we look at Georgie? Yes. We've got to get Georgie. Yes, we're trying to reveal his face. He's not anywhere.
Look at the face.
Oh, did it fall out?
Oh, did it fall out again?
Oh, yeah, that's the flashback, isn't it? Sorry, we missed that.
Yeah, it's not falling out.
Yeah, in the...
Then flashing back to
And it's a bit of a, like, misunderstanding, because you get this flashback where...
The only family I've.
Unbeknownst to his son, and Jack, presumably the implication is that Jack is grievously offended by this. And it's like, look, he's just saying it to stand out.
I know, but if you the whole thing right from the start was in the present and in the past, they showed Jack being very kind of like pushed into this relationship with the Jack. You never know. So I think, even though logically we know that that's just him saying it's a throwaway line, to him that's like, oh yeah, that's his excuse.
Yeah, do you think this is the would have been?
Yeah.
If he understood that, I think he was.
Because like Ben right here is 19. Like you make him look like a 19-year-old.
Oh God!
This is hard because if you take 5 years off 24,
It is actually.
That's 23, so it could be 80. It does not look like you'd definitely be carded him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I was going to say, they can't the scene where he got out to ask a question and the guy behind the bar goes, smiling.
I mean, he didn't look. He didn't really look 19, so I don't think they would be counting. I reckon Jack were really popular at school because he looks 30. So Jack said, Jack, go buy us some beer and sit. And he's like, I'm only going to get you cheap sticks. You're only having Lambert.
Also, we don't know how the HMS drinking work in the future. Like they're in America as well.
It's 21. I reckon we'll get rid of that. So we know Starfleet headquarters is in France.
Yeah.
So the Federation headquarters rather is in France. So I reckon, throughout the Federation, breakfast, and Picard supplies it all.
Deal with Clark as well.
One thing for me, the only thing I might definitely seems like the end of the first comic. So like I'm Nebula.
Nebula.
But
I agree with Nebula. I said this last week. That's why I would spend too long in Nebula.
My only thing is that they now killed we've known so far.
But survive. Yeah, the shit's got like.
They said that it'll take an hour to fix it. Which is enough time for us to walk away.
Good recovery.
Because, like, what is interesting about this one, look, this 4th episode, this is the first one that had, like, a happy ending to the episode.
True.
Yeah. Three have all been really what's going to get blown up. Like, I think we could work out as an audience that they're not actually going to die next week because that just screw the whole season.
The only thing I'm going to say is, I'm going to go through your question right now because I don't want to end any kind of. I think next week I want them to go back to Earth. Thank you for your help. I want them to have like not only Worf and Raffi, but also trying to have gone there to team up with like because they made up now. I don't think
it's back to it. I think it's back to the museum where George emerged.
So we can get more together. My theory is I don't want to, which they party want to do is I don't want to wait a long time and then have to go together when you can only have by that stage.
All back together. So can we get together sort of like the end of the next episode?
Yes,
And then we've got half a season.
Then you've done a good have to get together and then more real stories. But then you get good time when they work together. I do.
No, I'm happy with that.
It's good that way.
You will feel a bit short-changed. This is kind of the last chance to do it, really. So
I mean, the only one which I wasn't too surprised about was I heard that was only going to be a 10 years because it was availability.
wow, what's he doing?
He's doing his league, but I think there's another
One of the quiz shows.
I tried to get Jeopardy. I had a big game about
He's got his
Jeopardy.
own. I think he produces quite a lot of stuff.
So check out with Barber and IMDb.
I'm very recently.
Barber
He just picks a different. He's done places like that.
There we go. And it's sponsoring us. Yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll see what happens next week. I think shit's going to hit the fan. The shitter. That'd be really good, yeah. That'd be like Joe Bear played us.
With each one from destination.
Ooh.
Because I had to get the record, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
no more Rick and Morty.
What happens is the ship goes through giant
Yeah, that's like you ruined the second half of the season. How dare you? Anyway, we'll wrap it up there then. But if you want to get in touch with us, we are on Twitter at RetrekPod. You can email us retrekpod@gmail.com. You can find us on various social media. And Dr. Squee, what's going on with the Dr. Squee show?
Before we forget, also Retrek Model Studios.
Retrek Model Studios.
I've had to start in the back of the bill this week because it's too shit outside to go. So it's really
Nice. Yeah. I was doing last night about that meal time. Yeah, the Dr. Squee show. We're in the middle of mental march. Mindful march is what we're going for. More palatable. Basically, yeah, it's actually this week is Neurodivergence Awareness Week. So please check out on youtube.com/DrSquee and a couple of interviews with the host of the Neurodivergent Moment podcast, where they talk all about neurodivergency. It doesn't know the process of being diagnosed with ADHD myself, so I kind of talk a bit more than I've ever done about. And the audio of the show Wells is going to be next week on radio. That's SFW14 Radio UK, 6 to 8 p.m. On a Tuesday.
And thanks for trekking with us this time. We will see you next time on the Retrek. Thank you. Bye-bye.
LIP and Trigger!
Fascinating.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, it's
Is that saved and everything so I can move my phone?
I think they
I'm sure it saves on.
Yeah, that is absolutely